Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today we're going to be talking about The Resort. So this stale movie review comes to us kind of as a suggestion from Diva Ducks, who is actually one of my creepy patron peeps. So thank you kind of for your suggestion. She didn't really suggest it. I think this was on my review of The Risen. She just thought it was The Resort that I was reviewing. And that's really what her comment was about, but it made me want to watch The Resort. So thank you for suggesting it anyway. Speaking of Patreon, nice segue, Vicky. I want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps. Thank you so much for your support of my channel. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description box and it'll tell you all you need to know. So The Resort takes place post zombie outbreak. Where we are at in the world of this movie is that the virus has pretty much been eradicated. Enter the resort, which is kind of like Jurassic Park, but for zombies. So basically it's a, high-end safari park where patrons can go and kill as many zombies as they want. As you can imagine, this is kind of dangerous and can go terribly wrong, which it does when the zombies break free on the island and the threat of another outbreak is imminent. I loved the concept for this movie. As far as zombie movies have been going lately, I know I keep saying I've been getting tired of them a little bit. And I think now what I've just realized that I've really been getting tired of are the movies that take place right when the zombie apocalypse happens. I'm getting tired of those ones because they all seem to be playing out the same, like introduce a few characters, oh my god, zombie outbreak, then they have to figure out what's going on and survive. I've been loving these ones lately that kind of take another approach and say, okay, so what if we're talking about like 10 years, 15 years after the zombie apocalypse. Now what's happening? What if it's a new kind of barbaric world? Or what if it's like in The Resort where they've contained the virus and everybody is rebuilding their lives again? So I really liked the concept for the movie. The movie definitely has some kind of like classism subtext within this. Without giving too much away, there is something to do with how the resort is getting the zombies for the patrons to shoot, because it's on an island and you're kind of, wondering how there are always so many zombies on the island to kill. And they mentioned in the beginning of the movie, they kind of mention refugees in these refugee camps from, kind of left over from the zombie apocalypse. So there kind of has a lot to do with classism in the movie, which kind of reminds me of George A. Romero's Zombies, which made me feel good in my heart spot. I feel like zombies are a good way to kind of symbolize class structure and things like that, like having to deal with the fact that zombies are humans technically, or they were once humans like you and me. So there's kind of like that inherent kind of like class struggle, like we think of them as lesser humans and we no longer think of them as like they're actual human beings. We kind of just think of them as they were humans, now they're monsters or they're something else. So I think zombies are a good way to kind of symbolize that idea. And the scenery for this movie was beautiful. I'm not sure where they filmed like the island footage and stuff, but oh my gosh, was it gorgeous, and everything looked kind of like grand, and it felt and looked like Jurassic Park a little bit, which I loved. But it really added production value to the movie and it just made it seem so big and grand, and it was awesome. I really loved it. It was beautiful scenery. I feel like they kind of skimped on showing the zombies for a while, which I realized this is not your ordinary zombie movie where we're talking about an outbreak. This is very much post-outbreak. So zombies being eradicated, obviously they're not going to show as many, but I feel like they held off on showing them for a very long time, and that's kind of what you're waiting for. It's like in Jurassic Park, you're waiting to see the dinosaurs. I was waiting to see the zombies. I feel like there was maybe a little bit too much time given to some characters that, you know, didn't really mean a whole lot. I felt like they were kind of setting up characters like you would in a normal zombie movie, where it's like you kind of vaguely set them up and you get, you know, you just enough so that you care about them, because then you know that a lot of them are gonna die with the zombie outbreak going on. But it taking so long for things to go wrong, it just felt weird. You know, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of time given to showing all these extra kind of meaningless characters, and it just didn't pan out to anything. I feel like not enough information was given to us about our main character, Melanie. The whole reason why she goes to the resort is because she kind of is suffering from some sort of PTSD from the zombie outbreak. And I think it has to do with her father, which this kind of just kind of lends itself to, they don't give you a lot of information. You see her watching a video from her dad, looks like while he was fighting the zombies and stuff like that. It's kind of like his farewell video to her or something like that. So you kind of understand it's about her dad, but I don't really understand why she was so affected by the zombie outbreak, which sounds stupid because obviously like anyone would be affected if all of a sudden zombies were roaming the earth, right? But they don't show specifically what she went through. All we know is that her dad went through something. So was she just traumatized by that? I'm not really sure. So you don't, like, it's like, you know that she's affected in some way and she's, you know, suffering from some sort of PTSD, but you don't know why. And I just feel like maybe if they had given a little less attention to some of the minor characters and a little more attention to her, she would have been a better, more well-rounded protagonist. And then finally, the ending was so very so-so. Like, I don't want to completely give away the ending, but there's really no closure to anything. So basically they discover that there is some shady goings on with the business of the resort and how they're getting the zombies for people to shoot. And Melanie kind of exposes that when she escapes the island and everything. But it doesn't really show the repercussions of that. We don't know if, you know, we don't know what happened with the island. You know, was it completely destroyed? We don't know what happened with Melanie. Like, so is she better now? Like, is she still affected by something? Like, we don't understand. Yeah, it was just super not closed off, like, with the characters. Like, I understand the open ending at the very, very end, which, you know, wasn't all that surprising or anything like that. I won't give that away, but in terms of the characters, especially Melanie, there's no closure. Like, you don't even understand, like, what happens to her at the end, or at least I didn't. Maybe it went over my head, I don't know. So was the resort worth it? Nah, I think so. It wasn't that bad. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 5.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 60% critic score, but it has a 23% audience score. There's nothing on Roger Ebert, but I was able to watch this on Netflix. It is also on Amazon Video if you don't have a Netflix account, so I will leave an affiliate link to the Amazon version of the resort. I say version, it's not a different version, but just on Amazon. I'll leave that in the description box. So if you've seen the resort, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, you can find me on all the normal social media places. The links for those will be in the description box. You can also find me on my blog at nightmaremaven.com, as a contributing writer at morbidlybeautiful.com, and on patreon.com/nightmaremaven if you want to check it out and support the channel. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.